most of us think compulsively all the time. That is to say, we talk to ourselves. If I talk all the time, I don't hear what anyone else has to say. If I think all the time, that is to say, if I talk to myself all the time, I don't have anything to think about except thoughts. Therefore, I'm living entirely in the world of symbols. Therefore, if you meditate for an ulterior motive, that is to say, to improve your mind, to improve your character, to be more efficient in life, you've got your eye on the future and you are not meditating. Well, meditation, when correctly done, has nothing to do with all that. It's a kind of digging the present. It's a kind of grooving with the eternal now. The place where it's at is simply here and now. If you simply close your eyes and allow yourself to hear all the sounds that are going on around you, just listen to the general hum and buzz of the world as if you were listening to music. Don't try to identify the sounds you hear. Don't put names on them. Simply allow them to play with your eardrums. It's all just sound. And if I am talking to you right now when you're doing this, don't try to make any sense out of what I'm saying, because your brain will take care of that automatically. You don't have to try to understand everything. As you hear sounds coming up in your head, thoughts, you simply listen to them as part of the general noise going on, just as you would be listening to the sound of my voice, or just as you would be listening to cars going by, or to birds chattering outside the window. So look at your own thoughts as just noises. And soon you will find that the so-called outside world and the so-called inside world come together. They are a happening. Your thoughts are a happening, just like the sounds going on outside. And everything is simply a happening, and all you're doing is watching it. It's all just sound. The place where it's at is simply here and now.
What is going on today, guys? Evan Aldo here. Really appreciate you guys showing up. What is up, Plan E? Been a minute. Shout out to Plan E. What's up, Johnny M? Alex Bitcoin's getting wrecked. A lot of things are getting wrecked against Bitcoin. Now, before we, what would be a better demonstration on how I want to show you guys what's about to happen to Bitcoin right now, potentially, is going to be in this video right here. Let me just show you. So we're going to put this on. Okay. So let's just watch this, guys. Just watch this. Very important. Look at it. So good thing. Football, and he's going. He's going. Potato for a heart. Plays for the Los Angeles Traffic. Making it against the 50. So this is what's happening right now. Oh! So that's what we got to watch out for here. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we got to watch out for that. That could happen. It's happened before. I've seen it happen before. By the way, guys, if you want to trade, check out. Okay, it's not the right freaking. Oh, wait a second. Is that the wrong? Yeah, for Bybit, whatever. But BloFin, I think the link down below for Bybit's okay. 10% cash back on your deposit on BloFin. Check it out if you're interested in trading. Link down below. Bybit, there's a good promo too. I just think I had the wrong link up there. Anyway, what's up, Azolite? So let's look at Bitcoin and what's happening right now. So, I mean, I hope this daily is what, you know, brings us more forward. I think that green dot could be, you know, maybe that election jump up into the election. Maybe that's where we finally hit those new all-time highs or whatever. But I do have fear that Tommy may play out, get tackled, you know, when it just looks like everything starts to look good, you know, where everything kind of starts to look good. Yeah. So yeah, and ultimately, right there, trying to jump up a little bit, maybe 72 of that double bottom. Hard to say right now. And by the way, guys, I'll be showing you guys some live trades, again, relatively soon as some stuff plays out. I also think I found a new exchange that I want to deposit my money that I had on Fairdesk and JumpX on, or JumpX, I should say. Usually, you know, I'm not going to make a large deposit unless somebody gives me, you know, a good deposit bonus, which is probably what you guys should be looking for too as well. So there's another one that I'll talk about relatively soon, within a few days. I'm still deciding, but I think it's a decent one for a non-KYC, no VPN one, and yeah. I don't know, this is kind of conflicting. I mean, it looks decent. It does look decent, but it's like, excuse me, not as good as I would like to see it, if you know what I mean. I don't know. You got money flow kind of coming up on some of these. You got like, yeah. I mean, it's decent on that 3-day, you know. But yeah, different things that could happen here. Look at Ethereum there. That looks a little bit better, actually, even though I wasn't expecting. We had the blood diamond earlier that did not get confirmed. No Sunday night dump, and now you're trying to dodge this bad boy. And there, it did lead to some serious. All these times it led to some bad stuff. There, it was interesting too. That led to some bad stuff as well. So, I mean, we don't even know if it'll confirm, but still, you know, 2 days. So maybe that's the main bearish case. Can we dodge that? Maybe it won't confirm. Sure. If we jump up here, we could definitely dodge that. That is absolutely possible. So yeah. ETH versus Bitcoin is notable. Very notable. Bleeding. Now, you're kind of in catching falling knife mode a little bit. Any time could be the bottom. At the same time, you might as well at least wait for the 2-week to give us a bull div, in my opinion here. That would be an important thing to look for. Same with the 3-week. Wait for that money flow to start coming up. That's an important thing to look for. But I think in the long scheme of things, this is a pretty good evaluation to be at for ETH. ApeCoin back to around $1. Maybe you could hold it, maybe you won't. I don't know. I kind of feel like you'd hold it. I don't know. I kind of feel like you'd hold it. But that could easily go either way. Maybe I'm just too much hopium with this. If you don't hold that, it's probably 86 cents right there. Doge, that could be like Tommy, hitting this big point. Maybe you break above, maybe you break through. It could be like Tommy. Just get literally killed. No. But yeah, you do have that trigger wave in the 2-week, which is good. Same with AVAX here. That VWAP coming down could give us a little bit of trouble, but I do think that was the bottom there. Just a question of, do we come back down to $21? This could be a not bad idea here. I'm still in my AVAX long, so there's a trade in the Discord, taking some damn time to play out. Like everything else, I mean, we haven't done jack in a while. I mean, this is on our freaking daily, and you know, it's October 15th. It's been essentially, you know, almost 2 weeks of nothingness here. You know, do we reject from this point or keep breaking upward? I don't know. Kind of tough to say. Kind of tough to say right now. See here, Cardano, I know some of your guys' favorite coin. Yeah, a little depressing. That 2 week keeps me a little afraid. The 3 week trigger is kind of what we're looking at. We were looking for probably the 2 week. Well, that wasn't a true bull div, but you know what I mean. I don't know. I would hope you'd make a higher low here. Monthly trigger and 3 week trigger is what I'm looking for now. ADA versus Bitcoin is what is, you know, render. We'll look at that next. Maybe we'll go straight down to 400 Satoshis here. I probably would not be buying on that based on that 2 week, but the next, that 2 week bull div, when it's deep in the red there, that could be the bottom for this. And hopefully you would still make a higher low. Hopefully you would still make a higher low. Like 92% against Bitcoin, so yeah. Bull div right there in the monthly, potentially forming pretty soon. That could be a good place to get in as well. Render, let's look at render. $350. Yeah, I think 480 is not bad at all. I think all this stuff generally is not in a terrible place to buy it. Not really in a pretty good place if you believe in 4-year cycle, like I do. If you think that we're going to continue over the next year. So yeah. Shout out to Johnny M. Thanks for telling me that. Wow. Yeah, it's been. You might get there relatively soon. Ben Cowan's going to have a party. But yeah, potentially jumping up a little bit more there. So yeah. Let's see there. I think that may give us a nice, that could give us a nice alt bounce, at least on the Bitcoin pairs. If it hits that area, I think that would be a psychological area for people to get into alts. I think really one of the big things we're waiting for is for Bitcoin to make a new all-time high, and I think that'll add some momentum to alts as well. I think the moment we hit like 75K, I would say at the absolute earliest, that would be maybe with confirmation of a Trump win. It's funny, I posted about the Trump NFTs potentially doubling or tripling with a potential Trump win, and nobody even engaged with the post, so now I feel sad. On Twitter. I thought it was a pretty good post asking ChatGPT about it. It's crazy what ChatGPT could do. It's almost scary. Yeah, we want to keep that stuff down. We don't want people to know what ChatGPT can do. Right here, short-term spike, immediate surge, doubling or tripling in prices within days or weeks. So, yeah. And I think they're going to be able to be traded again. If anybody knows, there's a certain date. It's either after election or after inauguration. But I mean, obviously, he's, kind of doing it for his own, his own stuff in some ways, released a lot more and all that. So there's less scarcity. But I mean, these are not expensive as hell. Not very expensive right now. I mean, what are these, like $150? I mean, Polygon's no bueno right now. Tech shares up slightly, so yeah. Pennsylvania DA sues Elon Musk. At this point, Robin Hood shooting into. I think the momentum, like the way I feel this election, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's really going to be very tough for Kamala to win. I still think it can be close because there's just such major division, but it seems like Trump's getting hot at the right time. Trump is like the freaking 2007 New York Giants right now. Yeah, 2007 New York Giants, just getting hot at the right time and all that. That's what it kind of feels like. If you look at polls, and unless Alan Lichtman is right about this and polls are wrong and really more people, there's closeted Harris voters, which there could be, who knows. I mean, they're still close. It's just the margin of error. for the states that matter. And I mean, who's to say it can't shift back a little bit over the next week before the election happens? So, yeah. But yeah, that's that. Just thinking here. And by the way, guys, check out BloFin, 10% cash back. And 10% fees with my link, and then 10% cash back as well. This should be lifetime for 10% off fees. Really good bonus, so check that out. I'll give you guys one free month in the Discord if you sign up for the deposit at least $100. So without further ado, Bitcoin rejecting. Okay, so far looking like Tommy. More of a light hit though on Tommy. Yeah, something Tommy's potato heart could take. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not a major point. Well, on ETH, you do have a spiral line. And you're rejecting. Could be a little bit, if you're just betting that we're still going to be freaking boring, this is the place to try to, this situation is what you'd want to mess with right here. Potentially trying to lose that VWAP as well. I mean, if you're a real bear, I wouldn't go that crazy, but I mean, 2-to-1 around that low, not a bad idea, not a terrible idea. You know, a rejection off of that area on an hourly bull div, you have money flow starting to come out there. I mean, your 2 hour is not, it's kind of neutral, but that could easily support a little bit of a pullback here. You know what I mean? So yeah. Looked at ApeCoin, AVAX I think could jump up. Doge, that's like a Tommy situation, we don't know. Polygon, maybe I'll look at the new chart. Yeah, I mean there's less, it's probably better to look at the bigger one. I don't know, I'm a little bit indifferent right now on some of, especially with the Bitcoin evaluations, but I do think you're getting close. I mean, this election could be the freaking bottom point in all of this, depending. But yeah, that's a depressor right there. It's a depressor and a half against Bitcoin. No, Johnny M's been more bearish on Matic. Maybe he's right. But that 2-week bull div, maybe. Yeah. See where triple Q is. So, almost at all-time highs. Trying to fight back to all-time highs here. So that's pretty good, trying to get up to that area. I'll take it, especially if you were a dip buyer down here. I mean, you're up a good amount. 12%, all right, not too much, but you feel me. So yeah, that's that right there. Probably will make a new all-time high by election. Daily, looks like you could see some continuation, potentially new all-time high by election. That could be a little iffy there on the 4-day though. The weekly too, yeah, it'd be a little suspicious. Be a little bit concerned here, but we'll see. I mean, regardless of what happens, I think most people have made up their minds by now for the election. A lot of voting has already happened. A lot of things have already happened. So yeah, I think from the first debate against Trump and Kamala, the only thing that anyone remembers now is they're eating the cats and dogs. So we'll see. Rogan interview, I listened to the whole thing. I mean, I was probably zoning out for parts of it. It was nothing that Trump hasn't said on other interviews and other places. I think Trump is kind of doing a lot of the things Biden did last time. You know, I think going on the podcasts, even some of the weird ones, kind of like the equivalent of, not Joe Rogan, but like some of the shit Trump went on, like frickin' Theo Von. Like that was kind of the equivalent of Cardi B, although Theo Von's better than Cardi B. But you kind of get, like, in terms of like kind of ridiculous, in terms of content. Cardi B's kind of fallen off, but yeah, I feel like Trump's doing the same stuff that Biden kind of did last time. That, I mean, you know, I worked in the sense of on paper who won, you know. Oh, wow, DGT talk, no. I know didn't he try to release his own coin? That did not do well so far. He wants every piece of the cake. Yeah, that's the problem with him. It'll probably keep going up if he wins. Maybe, I could see all-time highs maybe if he wins. Maybe not all-time highs, but, you know, maybe another double or something. Could be a volatile play. I think this will generally follow whatever the hell the Trump NFTs do. Remember, like the MAGA stuff, that's not official Trump, so, you know, I don't know about that. I would only, well, it's funny, you're debating like what some anonymous like person who created some Trump token versus what Trump actually created. Debating on whether to buy that. I would go with the Trump stuff. I mean, if you're going to support him for president, you might as well, if you're going to buy something with a Trump in it, you might as well buy the official thing. You know what I mean? That could jump up too. This was when did he get shot? Was it around here? I forgot when was it 2 months ago? Yeah, probably September. No, it was before that. Was it earlier? I don't remember. When did he get shot? Was it here? July? I don't remember when he got shot, but yeah. August maybe? Later? Don't remember. I feel like it was here. I don't know. Anyway. I think Hood's been doing well, right? Yep. We've been talking about the inevitability of $33 on this. This has been up a hell of a lot, man. Yeah. Doing well with the Hood. That's pretty good. I think PayPal's going to keep going too, generally. Probably at least up to 100, I think. Apple, I think you'll eventually get up to 255 or something. Slow, you know, slow time, but yeah, and then you have that drop down and keep going. Amazon, this looks kind of the most iffy, but I do think it'll probably keep going up to 200 maybe. Still pretty far. Oh no, that was a new all-time high. I forgot about that. Yeah. Is there a dividend on this? I forget. No, there is none. Tesla's still pumping, I think, and it'll probably, Trump winning would probably help this too, which it seems like that's what we're gonna see. Nah, it looks like continuation. Yeah. I'm pretty bullish over, I mean, when I look at traditional markets, it makes me real bullish. When I look at Bitcoin, it's kind of in between, you know. But for the macro, very bullish. I think that most obvious path, Trump wins, things do good for at least a year, fall 4-year cycle, and then that's, you know, cool off a bit in 2026. So yeah. We could look at MSTR. That's coming up, yeah. I think that for this cycle, you got a good shot at doubling, I think. Even though it is, yeah. Like at least making a new all-time high from that damn, this evaluation was nuts and fucking, excuse the language, in the year 2000, I mean, that was like 46 billion or 50 billion back then, would have been like 100 billion. That was a crazy high evaluation. I mean, that was a giant freaking company. For 10 seconds, and it completely collapsed, but yeah. Dude, just imagine buying the top on this and like holding for 24 years and finally, 25 years, finally coming all the way back. Yeah. Let's see. I know some ones people have been talking about Sui. Big area right there. It's actually coming down. We'll see. Maybe it could jump a little bit though. I don't know if I like that too much at the moment. This one too, although this is like down more and hitting a big point. That trigger wave I'd wait for on the 2-day. Yeah, altcoins are a little bit, you know. Just the way of the times with altcoins right now a little bit. That's just the thing, man. But we're almost there. That's 60% Bitcoin dominance. We're almost there. But the other thing too that's like been a real kind of bummer with them is others versus Bitcoin too. I don't know if you're going to hold that. I don't know if you're going to lose that though. You kind of might lose that though. You kind of might lose that though and come down a bit farther. So, yeah. But that monthly though, man, could be something there. Could be something there. Generally, outperforms Bitcoin. There and then there. This is just a much more extended version. So let's say, you know, I don't think it would, maybe January, February. The thing that was interesting though is if we look at some shit from like freaking, you know, long time ago, when did this bottom out against Bitcoin in that cycle? February 2017. So it is possible that some of these alts may not bottom out against Bitcoin until early next year. That is possible. We got to be objective with it. It is possible. Maker, man, I haven't. What's up, Birdenstone? Been a minute. I haven't had anybody ask me to look at Maker in a long time. Not doing too well at the moment. Did fight back a bit, and closing in on those all-time highs out of nowhere there. Forget what that was for, but yeah. I don't know. It probably will bounce here just because it's come down a lot. I don't know much about this project anymore. I used to know a little bit about it, but I don't remember. Been a minute. So yeah. Excuse me. And you have right there on your monthly. So Algorand, I mean, I would hope you would hold these lows, you know, hold that double bottom or whatever. That's what I'd really hope here. Trigger wave on the 3-week on the Treasury. I mean, I wouldn't expect this to go higher with the freaking Fed pivoting, but geez. I was not expecting that much of a bounce even. I mean, I think the weekly will kind of save the day and bring us downward on this, I think. I mean, I can't imagine this would keep pumping if the Fed, you know, continues to pivot and lower rates. I mean, unless I'm missing something here. So, yeah. Take a look, see. So, is that one? AVAX there. Nvidia trying to jump up to 153. You might get it there. Pelosi is freaking, that's the greatest trader of all time, probably. She got in at 100 or something, yeah. That big jump, too. That's a lot of money in. Oh. Pelosi. 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 Bitcoin. Daddy Tate trying for a jump there. I don't know. I mean, I don't really feel like looking at meme coins now too much. Shiba Inu. It was a crazy freaking jump in March, and that weekly is concerning. I'd probably stay the hell away from Shiba right now. for the moment. We'll see what happens though. The trigger wave's not too good. 3 G7 nations, that's nuts. That's crazy. How much higher can what actually go? Oh, Nvidia? I mean, it's the AI shit. I mean, it sounds so probably, yeah, 3 trillion. It's all the AI that is really, it's a speculation over that. So, I mean, I think 150 is a decent bet. I mean, anything could happen, obviously. I mean, that question's impossible to really answer. But, I mean, 170, 150, then 170. I mean, I don't see this doubling. I mean, maybe you could get up to like 2 something, 200, 220. Probably you'd peak out somewhere between 150, 200. Like, I would imagine you'd retest, you know, these freaking lows at some point. I don't know. AI stuff is crazy, man. Bigger than GDPs of entire countries and 3 combined or whatever. Man. What is the GDP of America in total? I feel like I should know that, right? Is it... Well, let's just do some like basic economics here. Let's go to U.S. debt clock, because that tells us all this stuff, I think, in a relatively accurate form, probably. Come on. I remember looking at this freaking during the Obama years or the Bush years. Like, people have always been talking about the nation's debt. I think it started to get bad during, obviously, when they printed money during '08. So let's see here. So 35 trillion national debt. I think everybody knows that. And then the thing that kind of offsets this is, where the hell is gross domestic product? That used to be here. Where's gross domestic product? Come on. Yeah, gross domestic product, which, I mean, 30 trillion to 35 trillion, or 36 trillion to 30 trillion. I mean, it's bad, but I feel like compared to a lot of other places, it's not the worst thing in the world. But then again, for a world power to be having this, yeah, it's screaming empire collapse, empire decline at least. Because if we do time machine here and go to like 2000, this is where it's very interesting. This is an interesting tool. I don't know if you guys can see it too well. So 5 trillion, and then your gross domestic product was 10 trillion. Look at that ratio. Yeah, it's like going to the club with the 1 guy and 2 girls. You know, it's a much better ratio. Now you got freaking, you know, you're kind of even, but you got, you know, more guys and a few fat chicks. You know, excuse me. If that offended anyone, I'm sorry. I'm not a bad person like that. But yeah. Yeah, but that's not the best ratio. And then if we go to, like, I don't know, just look at it in, like, when did things kind of start to get bad? Like, when did it do the... Let's see, gross domestic, yeah. So that's when things were still okay. And people complained about it kind of back then, I think. But when it kind of got where people really started to complain about it was probably, I would guess, 2012. Let's see, when did the debt surpass the, yeah, that's when it surpassed those. So that's when it started to get bad. And then I still think we got that kind of, that same ratio. What does it think for that? I mean, that's just estimated, but what does it think for 2028? That's where it kind of gets bad, because if you owe double what your gross domestic product is, I mean, how the hell are you going to pay that off? You know what I mean? That's where it kind of gets bad. We could also, this was, I wonder, well, before we printed all the damn money for COVID, it obviously was better. Maybe this was right when it was printed. Let's look at 2016 here, quickly. Yeah, that was more like you were in a position to overtake that. Now it's just kind of like, yeah, we're running on fumes to a certain extent, but the other thing too, look at Social Security, Medicare, what was the other? Does it say GDP? Like, what's the total GDP of the total debt is 100 trillion. That's 100 trillion, right? Yeah, I think so. That includes probably individual debt and money supply. So there's all this different stuff. You know, there's a lot of shit going on here. There's all different factors that kind of manipulate these numbers and all that, and complicated stuff. And like if you get complicated enough, you can win at everything. Enough arbitrage will get you out of any problem. I'm kidding, but I guess there's a little bit of truth in that. Arbitrage can be very useful in some ways. You look at all these numbers. I mean, when you look at money, so it's just all arbitrage, printing money. You know, different things you could do to mess around with these and potentially get some benefits, or sometimes it doesn't work and just makes everything worse. Who knows? You know, you have so-called experts, you know, trying to mess with this and do things with this. Number of millionaires in the U.S., 23 million. Food stamp recipients, 42 million. I didn't realize it was that high, 42 million. Well, then again, if it's 400 million people, about 10%, 15%. Top 1% of wealth, okay. So you would need to have $18 million, bottom 50% of wealth, you would need 37K. So if you have over 37K, you're in the top 50%. They say the average American has less than $1,000 in their bank account, though, but that's kind of, yeah, those numbers are kind of, I feel like it's not that bad, but yeah. College tuition now, 26K. That number kind of didn't do much worse than inflation, I feel like. I mean, how much was $1 million in the year 2000? Oh, yeah. I mean, this should make you more bullish, you know. And they're adding dollars. 1913. And they're adding dollars. Empty money supply is going up. That's a thing too, the crazy thing, because there's about 4 times as many dollars in circulation, but inflation's only, on average, probably like your money is only worth half of what it was. I would guess about half. Like, what was... I mean, if you believe inflation calculators, like, let's look at inflation calculator stuff. I think $1 million in 2000 was like 2 million today. I could be wrong. Was it 3 million? Let's see here. Is that enough zeros? Is it that many? 1.8 million, according to that. But I guess when you factor in other things, but housing and all that, I mean, I guess I would say 2 million, kinda. I would say your dollar in 2000 was worth double. It feels like it would have been worth more than double, like a triple. I mean, if you look at 1980, it was probably like 3x, I think. Let's see, 4x almost. So, yeah, I mean, I think like $1 million. I think 2 million is kind of the new million. That's what I would say. Like, I feel like you need to be like a multimillionaire. Like the dream like of getting $1 million is not enough anymore. You need to be a multimillionaire, technical multimillionaire. 60% of purchasing power. I think it depends like what part of the U.S. you're in too. Like I think the big cities kind of got worse. You know what I mean? Like if you were in New York City, obviously more purchasing power loss because the housing prices go up the most in the bigger cities, the expensive areas. If you're in the areas people want to generally live in, like New York City, big cities, yeah, your purchasing power went down more. Or if you were in Miami, definitely a lot more. If you're in the suburbs, rural areas, I would say this is pretty accurate, you know. That's kind of my guess. Speaking of housing, I think with all this bullish stuff, I think Miami's going to fight back a little bit here. Their housing prices, I think they're going to come up a little bit. So yeah. Anyway, let's see here. So we could look at. I mean, that one everybody's been. I want to know what kind of animal that is. 60-40. Maybe this will tighten a little bit, but who the hell knows? I think at this point you're kind of. There's not much else you can do. Come on, win New York by 10 plus points, maybe. Pennsylvania 60-40. I mean, whoever wins Pennsylvania is going to get this election, it seems like. Something like Trump. Man, the Lions are number 2 in the favorite here? Wow. Oh, wait, now 3, okay. Bills, yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's see, I'm just trying to think here. Trying to jump up. AVAX could be the move right now. It is coming down though, that's the thing. It's looking like Tommy. I showed you guys, I was right. What did I show you guys in the beginning of this? I showed you Tommy getting destroyed. I was right. So we could continue to reject here. We could. I don't know, what are the polls like on that race in Mass? Is that Senate or House, Governor? I don't know what that is, but I don't think it, I don't, who's Deedon going against? I don't follow it too much. I mean, at the end of the day, they all seem like puppets to me, but yeah. I would assume gold is probably still doing decent. I think that'll continue to. I think you'll get up to like 28 and then nuke a bit. You'll slowly get up to 28 and then come down a little bit. I mean, unless you come down here, but it doesn't look too bad yet. You probably can sweep 50%. So things would have to change a lot to. I think things would have to be very surprising if we can get, yeah. Look at the states there. So the only one that's not. I mean, this could go more towards Harris over the next, week or so. I wonder what Harris's campaign is talking about and thinking right now. Are they kind of just annoyed, or is there? Oh yeah, Warren's gonna win. We know that. That's completely establishment. I don't. That's like some of those state. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not like I don't follow it that closely, but I would be very surprised if Liz Warren could lose there. I mean, that's like one of those safe like House districts. Like it's just so unlikely. It never really happens. Wonder what do they define as a swing state here? Do they even say what the frickin'? Oh, okay. Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina. Yeah. Warren's going to be, I mean, she's getting older, but she'll still be in for another 6 years or something. I mean, she could die in office potentially. Although, maybe I'm like, I feel like I kind of like her better than frickin' Dianne Feinstein or whatever. I don't know. I don't follow these people too closely. I feel like, I mean, there's like one side of me that feels like, yeah, Warren is highly controlled by like big money and people anti-crypto and all that. And like, you will own nothing and be happy. And then the other side is like Warren's just very clueless and has no clue what the hell is going on. I don't know. Like, I don't think, she doesn't seem, I mean, you'd be surprised how little some of these people know. But yeah. Matic, that's been a nightmare. Near protocol. Yeah, alts are not freaking. Let's just wait till Bitcoin dominance gets to 60%. See what the hell alts are not the best thing at the moment. What was that other? Oh man, there was one that like some oldie one that I wanted to look at. Oh man, what the hell was it? It was something that was something a lot of you guys would have heard of or you would know. I forgot what the hell it was anyway. Not DOT, obviously. At these areas, I mean, I don't imagine they would go down much lower, but who the hell knows? It's just where it gets depressing. Zcash, something could be brewing a little bit. Yeah. Bitcoin dominance. Yeah, Bear Div will probably give you what you need in the 3 week. It's just a matter of weeks, I would think. I mean, when did it top out in frickin', let's see, so that was, November of 2016. I mean, if you count like that, if we just, December or November of 20, yeah, right around election too. Yeah, end of October, yeah. That could be interesting, if it follows that pathway. I mean, nothing repeats exactly, but it could be around that general area. So as that does come down, it could be that's a big drop down, big roller coaster drop down. So yeah, that looks good there in Zcash. It could be a hidden one. Zcash, I'd have a little bit. I mean, I have a lot of stuff, so yeah. Definitely still a bullish trail, 100%, yeah. Just the question is, do we end up like Tommy? Anyway, guys, been around about 50 minutes. I don't think there's too much else to really talk about right now. Still waiting for some outcomes on trades. Not too much happening at the moment. It's hard to say. I think with that double bottom, he could break upward into election, then continue forward into real new all-time highs as Trump wins or whatever. And then alt's coming there. So yeah, what's up, Crypto Dontist? We appreciate you, man. Yep, we're riding the crypto Bronco. Yeah, yep, we are. Yep. Shout out to the Crypto Dontist. You're coming in at the end. I'm about to get off. Been on about 50 minutes. I'll see you guys soon. If you guys are interested, check out the link down below for BloFin. You can get 10% cash back on all your trading fees with my link down below. Only my link down below. It should be lifetime, but it sounds too good to be true. So I'm not going to promise you that, but I think it should be. In addition, only my link, 10% cash back on your deposit up to 2K features bonus. Really good opportunity right here. So check that out down below if you guys are interested. Anyway, guys, have a good one. I will see you guys soon. How much money can trading for a living? I think I'm in Bali. I am in Bali. Yeah, I'm in Bali. Like I mentioned. Really good place, fun place. I mean, there's pros and cons to every place you go. So yeah. ROE, you're in Bali? Yeah. To answer that question, I don't really understand how much money can trading for a living. It depends where you live. I mean, if you live in Bali, it's less. You need less. Yeah, if you get 10 to 20% returns a month, I mean, if you just get 10% returns a month on average, you know, if you need, it depends how much you want to live off of, you know, it really depends. I mean, if you want to live off of 5 grand, 50 grand in accounts, you know, if you want to live off of 10 grand, 100 grand in accounts, you know, and all that, Jogja, I don't know, what is that? Jogja. I'll Google that after. Anyway, guys.